to the channel. I lost my little stand for my camera, so I am just setting you on a box, hoping that'll work out for us. But today I'm just gonna do a real quick video about making high protein recipes that actually taste legit. I've been doing this for quite a few years, making a bunch of recipes, so there's definitely some mistakes that are easy to make and also easy to avoid. So these are just gonna be my 5 quick tips to making your recipes not suck. And I'm sorry if you hear my dog in the background. He is chewing his bone on the ground. So, first, Paula Deen knows what's up. Butter and oil, guys. Butter and oil.
Butter and oil.
When in doubt, add a little butter to it. Light butter actually has really good macros. For 14 grams of butter, it's 50 calories. If you just melt that, add a little bit of that to your recipe, pretty much can guarantee that can help anything taste good. That sounds crazy, but just trust me and try it. That is tip number 1. Number 2, consistency is key. And by that, I mean the consistency of whatever you're making. There is nothing worse than a dry, nasty protein cookie that has been baked for too long. So adding way too much protein powder to your recipe can make it really hard, especially whey isolate. I don't really like baking with whey isolate. It just tends to get really dry and gross. I like using stuff that has maybe a little bit of fat and carbs in it, not just straight up isolate. Eggs, egg whites, and binders. Binders are very important. Mashed banana, applesauce, pumpkin puree, things like that to make it more moist. Hate that word. Moist. That will add moisture to your recipes. You know, if you're making an apple flavored cake, add some unsweetened applesauce to it. That'll help you out with the consistency. And you'll get a feel for that over time, what consistency you want different things to be. Number 3 is experiment. I am the macro experiment, and I say you need to experiment with your recipes. Don't be afraid to fail, because you probably will fail at some point, and that is okay. I've had a ton of recipes fail and they turned out horrible, so I just never post them, of course. I only post what works out and what tastes good. But it takes time to just really get that finesse, you know what I'm saying? And don't worry about it, it's all right. A lot of times I've found I've like added some kind of weird stuff to my recipes and it turned out legit. Like that is like a game changer sometimes. So don't be afraid to like get crazy and add weird stuff. Just do it, have fun with it. That's what it's all about. Number 4 would be correct as you go. And of course, like the other things, this kind of takes a little bit of a learning curve to do, but correct as you go. So for instance, if something's tasting a little weird, add something that'll make it taste good. If it's not sweet enough, add more sugar. That's kind of obvious, especially when it comes to consistency. If it's too watery, maybe add a little more of whatever flour you're using. Maybe add a little more protein powder. Take time to learn to figure out the consistencies of different types of foods that you're making, like muffins versus cupcakes or cake or different things like that. For instance, I can just tell now the texture of the batter, if it's gonna be dry or if it's gonna be good. And then I will change it from there. I might add a little bit of light butter to make it more moist, or whatever binder. So you just really got to get a feel for it, and I believe you guys can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I don't know if you guys can see me too well, so I'm just gonna take this camera and I am going to move. I'm sorry to interrupt. Whoa! Sorry to interrupt in the middle of this thing, but I am moving over to the window so you can see me better. All right, number 5 would be figure out what protein powder you like to work with the most. Some protein powders just taste nasty. I'm not really a fan of isolate, as I said. I really like working with Devotion Nutrition. I've tried a lot of stuff. I like MTS a lot too, but number 1 right now, Devotion Nutrition for me works the best with my recipes. So that concludes today's video. I am wearing a dress right now, so I'm going to my friend's birthday But I will be back next week with another that is a little longer than this video. I hope you like those 5 tips to making your high protein recipes not suck, making them taste good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and what your ideas are, and I will see you next week for a much longer video than this one. Peace! I totally forgot to tell you guys where to find my recipes, so I'm going to show you this little homemade poke bowl as I talk real quick. So you can find them on biolane.com, themacroexperiment.com, and also avatarnutrition.com. There's a link below this video in the little place where I type stuff to click to become a member of Avatar. It's only $10 a month. You can cancel at any time. And the cool thing about it is a macro coach that you check in every week. It adjusts your macros to whatever goal it is, whether it's fat loss, reverse dieting. There's so many different options for vacation. I could just go on forever. It is a huge resource. I've written almost 100 recipes for them already, and I write 3 or 4 every week. So click the link below the video to check that out. And yeah, that's it.